that I used to tell you people that he talks anyhow. He came to my shop and I was trying to avoid that discussion. But based on how loquacious my pastor is, he started the discussion. I told him that I don't want to engage you on this because you will end up getting insulted by me. But because of how myopic this man is, he started because he is a pro-Nigeria. You know, most of the priests in Nigeria, most of the pastors, in as much as they are pulpit bandits, they normally side the government because if you listen very well now, you will hear people who are praying. People who will leave their businesses and go to church on Wednesday and start singing nonsense just because somebody is using them to enrich himself. Because most of these compromised bishops can never see the truth and tell you that this is the truth. Most of them have been bought over. That is the reason you see somebody who calls himself a bishop will tell you that there is no genocide. What is genocide? Just like the first caller of your program, you rightly and outrightly explained what genocide is all about. Now, none of us knows the meaning of genocide again. When you kill people that have a common value of blood or whatever that brings them together, you kill them in number. Now, I told him why he was making this case that you would definitely leave my place with a heap of insult, in as much as you don't know what it means to define genocide. It is abomination for people to see what is wrong and they look the other way around. Joyce, he ended up getting that insult he needed because I don't look at whosoever you are when you don't want to respect yourself and speak like an adult. I told him that because he mentioned Soludo, that after all, Soludo said Christians are killing, Amos is killing John in Southeast, what we call it. I told him, you and that man you call, all of you are in the same line of poor reasoning because the man you call the governor, I don't see a difference between him and the ordinary staff in the street. If he would be speaking like a task, I don't see why I will call him a professor. So the thing remains that if we continue to shout on resources, like I have always said, what have we benefited from the mortgage resources? Because sometimes we jokingly mention that each Nigerian is owing China 15,000 naira, that for you to be a Nigerian, that you have to pay China 15,000 naira, that based on the amount of debt we have accumulated, that every Nigeria is indebted to China with the volume of 15,000 naira. China that doesn't know anything about democracy is the one that Nigeria is running to. And that it is poor political score or own goal on the side of Nigerian government. If at all costs they don't want to face the reality and do what they were asked to do, now they want to run to China. That is an own goal. Shooting on the foot is what Nigeria is doing, because whether China likes it or not, if American government is determined to come inside Nigeria and flush out all these monsters, I think no Jupiter on earth will stop them. And that will eventually amount to when you have a bully and you have a very weak elder brother who pretends to be very strong. At the end of the day, a bully comes and wants to beat you, you run to your pretentious elder brother who is that the bully must deal with. That is the scenario that is unfolding. The voice of the China can never stop America if they are determined to flush out the monsters that has dealt with our fellow Nigerians. Thank you. God bless you, my wonderful.
Thank you so much. Lagos, welcome to 99.3 Nigeria Info. You are on the sunny side. Before I tell you what has been reported in Kwara State, just while we're sitting down here looking pretty, being about our business, Soludo says that there are Emekas and Peters in the forest. He is right. But it also is a solid representation of how this country has practically fractured. Okay, so there are Peters and Chukudis and whatever Christian Eastern names we have, and he's right. For the life of me, I don't even know how that came about, whether it came through the very inflamed nerves of IPOB wanting a Biafra, not getting it, and then some people saw a loophole and took advantage of it, or unemployed youths government is stealing, well, since nobody is checking anybody, all man for himself, right? Okay, so while we're sitting here, you can just Google it. Bandits kill 11 forest guards, one community head in Kwara State, September 29th, 2025. So you may not be moved by the story. You've heard this headline many times before. Okay, so I'll go to another report. This was reported October 5th, 2025. The Vanguard. 9 local government areas in Kwara State under siege, and the bandits demand food and drinks as ransom. 9. If you're from Kwara State, how many local governments do you have in Kwara State where you have 9 under siege? The Vanguard. Just Google it. Just Google it. Now, add to what I read at the introduction of the show. Add Kwara. You don't want to touch Benue? Oh, good. Imagine what's happening in the southeast. Just imagine. What exactly is our disagreement as Nigeria? What are we, this back and forth, what is it about? What are we arguing about? Welcome. We hold it to be worthy of note. Hopefully today we can get to the root cause of what the argument is about. You're Nigerian, and you're in company on Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. How are you? Good afternoon to you, the sunny side. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Joyce. My name is Robert.
Welcome, Rob.
Let me be brief. August 5, 1960, Burkina Faso gained independence for France. October 1st, 1960, Nigeria gained independence. Burkina Faso, a former colony of France, did away with France as we speak today. But that same France, because they accuse France of stealing their mineral resources, that is the guy that is there now. But that same France is where our president goes, is his abode, and is his allies. Buhari borrowed enough from China in billions before he died. The Chinese people are in Nigeria as we speak now, mining. Even there was a time Dele Aleke even said his life is under threat, you know. So, this, in fact, they know this thing, but the same Chinese people now are telling, you know, Chinese, anywhere they do this, they are mining. There must be banditry, insecurity there because of what they are getting. You know, allegedly, they sponsor these people. Even our military, the arm they recover from this bandit, where did that arm come from or came from? Where? Joyce, we saw where helicopter landed in the bush supplying logistics to bandits. Bandit even hold meeting with some northern leaders untouched. Okay, the railway that Buhari built from Nigeria to Niger, of what economic value is that road up to today as we speak? Much has been spent on insecurity, yet with minimal results. The president is a Muslim and the vice president also. Unaccounted numbers of people have been killed in every nook and cranny of this country. We saw the recent one, the pastor was crying that America should come to in Plateau State. Even yesterday, Benin was attacked. Yet we continue to say, well, we regret the killing and the rest. America is giving us, we did not invite them. They saw this killing, they said, okay, let me come out. They did not say they are coming here to invade Nigeria. These people terrorizing you, we are coming to wipe their hearts. The government said no. Chinese say no. Joyce, don't you smell a rat? That what is going on here is a self. I don't know how to put it.
All right.
You just think it by yourself. So the killing, the government want this killing to continue despite the billion they spend every year. I don't know. Thank you. Let me draw for other people to call.
Thank you very much. I took the liberty to Google how many local government areas were there in Kwara State. Google is telling me Kwara State has 16 local government areas, and the Vanguard is reporting that 9 are under siege. Let that settle somewhere on you. Hand, leg, head, heart, spirit, anywhere. I'm not even detailing what's happening in Jos or Benue or all those other areas where it has been reported of this sort of situation. So welcome to Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. My name's Joyce, and there are differing opinions. And really, maybe what this platform provides is an opportunity for those who disagree to kind of level out the areas where there is disagreement. And just before you further your input on the show this afternoon, I want to quickly just chime this in. And this is not to sway your judgment. Just Google it. I'm not trying to sway your judgment. It's in the news, and I think you should know it. In the news, 2025, the BBC, China's repression of the Uyghurs in Xinjiang, October 3rd, 2025. This is the Council of Foreign Relations, and the BBC also reported sometime in 2020. So you Google it, you see who are the Uyghurs and why is China being accused of, hold on, let me just open it. Why is China being accused of a genocide? BBC, May 2022. All right, it's in the news. Council of the China's repression of the Uyghurs in Xinjiang, Council of Foreign Affairs. That's the website, and they pretty much have an article on the repression of Muslim. And the Uyghurs are said to be a Muslim group in China. Okay, so we'll go to another one. Just hold on. I'm gonna give you a moment. Just please, I want to just give you some bit of insight. Okay. October 15th, 2025. China arrests 30 Christians. Some fear it's the start of a bigger crackdown. You do with that piece of information what you will. And then China is speaking about Nigeria. And it's a good thing that they're speaking for Nigeria. But I'm saying that isn't there a necessity for us to thoroughly sieve through words and arrive at motive as to what do you think is driving their position? Let's talk. Welcome to the Sunny Side.
Hi, Joyce.
Thank you for being here.
This is Remy.
Welcome, Remy.
From Akoka, yeah. Are you aware that Tinubu tweeted in 2014 about Christian genocide in Nigeria?
Yeah, I've seen that.
So the question is, what changed? When he tweeted it, was it factual? The answer is yes. Has that changed as we speak? The genocide predates the APC administration, yes. Way back in early 2000s, when Agbandarego won the pageant and we were to host the next edition, you all knew what happened in another region. Our Christians were attacked. Few years ago, under the APC government, an imam housed over 300 Christians in a mosque so that they won't get killed. What does that tell you, Joyce? Why did he house Christians in a mosque? Why not Muslims? Two facts can coexist. Are Muslims being killed? The answer is yes. Are Christians being killed? The answer is yes. There are two killings. They were Christians in their hundreds. The day that 300 people were housed,
I beg you, please. Just hold on a second. Let me go off on a break. Okay. I'll come back to you, please.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back. This November, the Battle of Voices returns. Lagos's brightest secondary schools step into the arena. Each one daring to say, I beg to differ. On November 10th, the season 9 of the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament begins. Passion, logic, and wit will collide, but only one school will claim the crown. I Beg to Differ Season 9, not just a debate. It's a war of words. Who will rise? Who will fall? Who will be champion? November 10th, 2025. Lagos's voices, Lagos's future, Nigeria's best of the best. The best. For sponsorship inquiries, email info@nigeriainfo.fm. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Everyone Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
Let's be honest. This isn't the show for the faint-hearted. We don't do PR here. We do truth. We don't repeat headlines. We interrogate them.
If it's power, we question it. If it's policy, we break it down. And if it's propaganda, we cut right through it. Every story, every voice, every fact under the spotlight. Because Nigerians don't need noise, they need clarity. So if you're tired of spin and ready for sense, welcome.
I'm Mariana Cone, and this is Hard Facts.
Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk. We talk about the big stories and more.
Nigeria's newly appointed service chiefs have officially assumed duty, promising fresh strategies.
It's not just a proposal. What about enforcement?
Our judiciary has made a laughing mock center.
So why these people will leave the main problem and look for the one that is not important?
I've rendered homeless now, they can just go to places. Is that what the government is saying?
A system that has become so corrupt that men have sold their souls for bread.
Proposes 6 new states. I thank the nation for not using the word approve.
How will that people feel? And how will they think? How will they want to see this country?
As if we are dead psychologically.
Because there is that propensity for officers to become political.
Everywhere you look in Nigerian football are failing spectacularly.
It's your station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Tick, says the clock. What we have to do today is worthy of note.
This is Sunny Side with Joyce, only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
We're back, Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. Are you there? I appreciate you hanging in there. Thank you.
So I said two facts can coexist. Are Christians being killed? The answer is yes. Are Muslims being killed? The answer is yes. So if nobody choose to speak for the Muslims, that's their headache. If someone chooses to speak for the Christians, why are they now shouting that there is no killings of Christians?
Even the Muslims have been speaking. We have been speaking.
They have not been speaking as a unit. I'm yet to see any organization, Muslim organization, that probably came out to condemn the killings of Muslims in particular. The Muriks and the likes have been quiet. And there's one thing about the Muslims. I'm not sorry to say this. They don't want their religion to look awkward in the public, even if they can see things going wrong. The moderates choose to be quiet about it, and they will tell you they don't know nothing about it. They will tell you the religion is against it, but they are always quiet to condemn it publicly. Unlike the Christians, it is not an opinion, it is a fact. Point me at any article that you've seen so far that an organization of the Muriks and the likes, or any Islamic country like Saudi Arabia, condemn the killings of Muslims here in Nigeria. Just point me at one, just one. So if they're now shouting that people shouldn't speak for the Christians, what is the idea with that? Some of us have been on the neck of Khan and the GOs for their silence over the years. They've been quiet too. More reason we call them most of the time, that they've been quiet. Yesterday, while Adefarasing was saying there's nothing as genocide, while the older brother of Paul Adefarasing. So they started speaking against the narrative that Christians are being killed, when we know what Trump said was just a reaffirmation of what we all know to be fact. There are 2 people that were killed. They were Christians. Yellow Water, 200 people that were killed. They were Christians. Even Tinubu refused to go there. So why are we living in denial? What I expect from any sensible government is to work with the Americans. Okay, you want to come for the terrorists here? Okay, let's work with you. Help us this, and they'll show them way around it. Instead of saying there's nothing as such, we know Christians are being killed. Nobody chooses to speak for the Muslims. It's none of my business because they choose to be quiet. Nobody, no organization has probably condemned the killings for the Muslims. Just pointing at one article or one news so far. They've been quiet. So why they choose to be quiet is left for them to handle. But if anybody chooses to speak for the Christians, it shouldn't be anybody's headache. Trying to whitewash or change the narrative that there's nothing of such. Pushing out this unity, the emergency lovers of Nigeria overnight. Where were the Chinese? I don't know the major beneficiary of the illegal money in Nigeria. They are. So what have they done so far? Have they helped us in curbing this terrorism? The answer is no. So why now? The Abeka W and the like that are pushing this Nigeria is the one, unity and blah blah blah. We all saw the kind of post she had on handle over the years. How vile she was. Now she's pushing this unity kind of a thing. Same as the Hallelujah boys of JPC. We all know where they stand. So they are trying to paint the whole thing to be. The Americans know what they saw. We all know the truth, Joyce. We can choose to be politically correct, but we all know the truth. Christians are being killed. Is it until it gets to our doorstep? Good afternoon.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate 99.3 Nigeria Info. You are on the sunny side. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Joyce.
Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Yeah.
Well, welcome. Go ahead. So you want to tell us why you think Nigerians keep disagreeing about what the enemy is?
Yeah, first and foremost, Joyce, I like the fact that this Trump's tweet is stirring up this government to be up and doing on what they need to do. I like that stirring the nest. But first of all, I like everybody to note. You see people coming out now who are speaking out against what Trump wants to do. Check them out. You might actually just see that some of them are the sponsors of this evil going on. So just look how this exposes them. I just want you to just mark them. You talked about the shared gun. You see what he was saying. Just mark them out, and you start knowing all of them because they will now come out of their hiding place. It's not for anything I like what Trump is doing. It's bringing them out to expose themselves for who they really are. All right? So I like you all to just observe and see all the people coming out to you. Now know the people behind these things that are happening who are having fun. You sponsor it most likely. Now, a sensible government in America now, look at what they are trying to do. They are trying to sanction the leaders who they think will be aiding and abetting and sponsoring this whole terrorism. You see what they want to do? And you're telling me that they're actually against Nigerians. They're not against Nigerians. They understand that there are some sponsors there. And I expected Nigerian government from the 400 list of terrorists that they give to them to have done something. If you really say you want to fight this, what is a better place to deal with it than from its roots, from the sponsors?
Is it 400 or 47? No. I think it's 47. I have it here in front of me. UAE names.
No, it's 400 list of sponsors that were given to us.
Okay, the one I have here is UAE names 6 Nigerians and 46 others as terrorism sponsors. 2021.
Yes. I'm not even talking. I'm talking. No, America is. That's what I'm saying. That a government that's responsible. Look at what America is trying to do. They're trying to filter out those people who they know are behind these things already. I expected the Nigerian government to do that. I would have been on their side. Then for China, you know how China treats even the China companies here. You see how they treat Nigeria cruel. You hear stories of cruel treatments. So China doesn't even care about what's really. I don't know why you're even putting China into all this. China is actually for the government, the politicians. They're not for Nigerians, we common Nigerians. After this, they're just fighting for the politicians, for their own selfish interests that they have with the politicians. Do they care that people are dying? Do they care that the children are slaughtered? Do they care? They don't care. So we should not be thinking that China is coming to help anybody. They are there for their selfish interests, and they will support the people that they are having their agreements with, which is the government that is not doing the work of protecting their citizens from being killed. Whether you say they are Christians or Muslims, I think it doesn't make sense. Even if you say just Muslims are being killed too, we know that the numbers are there. More Christians are being killed than the Muslims. Is there. And then let's not even talk about Muslim or Christian. Nigerian citizens are killed. You are a human being, for crying out loud. Just like you're someone's a human being like you, being killed. I don't believe in all this religion rubbish. Why I say it's rubbish? Any religion that doesn't have love with it is of the devil. God has said, love your neighbor as yourself. Religion of love is what you should be embracing. If your religion does not preach love, it's of the devil. Love your neighbor as yourself. Just the fact that this person is a human being like you, and you cannot even create to kill because of your religion. And you tell me that's of God?
But yeah, it's not. I mean, we're also talking about Muslims here. We're talking about Muslims who are being killed as well. I don't think it's a religion thing, because I mean, you have Muslim friends, you have Muslim neighbors, and their religion is Islam.
That's the point.
So we're speaking to a particular group of persons here. But why are Nigerians in disagreement?
Because we have some evil leaders in there who sponsor these things, who are behind this thing, and they'll come out to deceive you like they're not behind. They're being exposed now as we speak. Just watch them. They're coming out of their nest, coming out to expose themselves, not knowing they're exposing themselves. Joyce, in Sherry's show yesterday, one man came yesterday. I think he interviewed the man in the evening. If you hear what this man was saying, I was just like, what kind of reasoning is this? A lot of people were calling like, what's wrong with that man? They'll ask the question, you'll be twisting it. You can't be straightforward. The one that came on Kofi's show today, too, he was saying out there that Muslims are being killed, that any Muslim that is not supporting or that is, how did he put it? He didn't even talk on the cause of the Christians that are being killed. Human beings are being killed. He was just talking if you're a Muslim and another Muslim is being killed, then you're not a true Muslim. Forget about that. Whether it's a Muslim or Christian, it's not a human being like you. Should you not be? God said, thou shalt not kill. How does your religion teach you to love your people? If you're a true...
It's hardly now. It's not that. I don't even think the debate is not the religion. Is that we know that it's not good to kill someone else, but we're disagreeing about the enemy. We're debating the stance of the enemy.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, I want to give David some opportunity here to share some information with us, and then I'm going to go to WhatsApp.
It's about the one-play game, ladies and gentlemen. Star 347 star 880 star 3#. Make sure you are doing that, or going to the website at www.oneplay.ng. Each ticket will cost you 500 naira to play, and literally the more you play, the more your chances of winning on the Morning Crossfire, What's Up Lagos, and Game on Choose throughout the week. And on weekends, we're still giving away money on a Football Frenzy. That is not all. On Friday, the tail end of the working week, we give away 500,000 naira in a jackpot. And all you have to do to qualify for that is play the game, as in dial star 347 star 880 star 3#, or go to the website at www.oneplay.ng. Now note this, whether you do either of the two, your chances of winning on the game is pretty much the same. It's pretty much guaranteed. If you win, whichever method you choose to go by. Remember to play responsibly and make sure you're above the age of 18 while playing. One Play is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. Keep on playing to keep on winning.
The Sunny Side, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome, and I just want to share with you something that just caught my eye about less than a minute ago. The news is reporting the DSS has confirmed ongoing trials of Owo Church massacre and other high-profile terrorism suspects across the country. We have heard this. We are terribly familiar with whether it's massacre, whether it's killing of innocent people. I saw a video yesterday, but apparently I had to confirm it. It was a video from 2020 where the local CAN chairman, Michika, in Michika, Adamawa State, was beheaded after his abductors asked for £2 million. It was reported that the local church could only raise about 50 million naira, which was rejected, and then he was beheaded. So when China speaks in favor of Nigeria, because I think that's exactly what China really intends here. They're speaking in favor of Nigeria, and they say Nigeria is a sovereign nation and there need not be an external interference. And we really do appreciate it. But I'm curious to know what Nigerians think about what Nigerians expect. A U.S. Representative Riley Moore also addressed the Chinese government's publication. He says, and I quote, "President Trump is absolutely right to defend our brothers and sisters in Christ who are suffering horrific persecution and even martyrdom for their faith in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. China will not dictate our foreign policy to us, and we will not be lectured by a communist autocracy that recently arrested 30 Christian pastors for their faith and throws ethnic minorities in concentration camps." So one may say maybe he's been a little too antagonistic with his reference point. But then you Google it, and it's just even as recent as October 2025. It's in the news that, China is throwing Muslims into concentration camps. And of course, as has just been reported not too long ago, Christians are being arrested in China. So China has a method by which they run their country, and it's fine. But the Nigerian society, we need sanity. We are primarily a religious nation. And certainly what is familiar to us may be unfamiliar to China. And here, the only common human conscientious decision that we are trying to make is we quit the argument on whether it's Christians or Muslims and say, save the innocent Nigerians. Save them. Who's the next person? What is this argument about? So the Nigerian government, on one hand, I'm not even sure what the back and forth is about. Because some people in government are saying they're threatening the U.S. Or maybe it's not specifically people in government. It's just you see another Nigerian. Let's put it that way, just to be accurate. Threatening the American government. I saw a video yesterday of a Nigerian who's saying that if American government comes into Nigeria, we'll kill the soldiers. And I'm like, why are we talking about confronting America? First of all, America is not somebody you want to confront. Not because you shouldn't, but because you're not an equal. To be honest with you, it stuck out really weird to me that America threatened to stop all aid. It was a moment of hilarity for me because I thought, oh, we're still getting aid from America? Oh, you're taking aid from America. You don't have much to boast about. Of course, well, maybe they come here and they take your resource. Which, come to think about it, the Nigerians themselves are saying that the government hasn't done much for them with their resource. So then maybe that's really neither here nor there. And we're probably not even debating resource distribution at this point. It's the average Nigerian who's willing to go about and make their daily bread is asking to be safe. It's as though that's the least we can do for them. But the back and forth, someone says the Nigerian will attack the American. And I say, is that really accurate? Like, what is the Nigerian attacking the American for? Why is the Nigerian attacking the American? Okay, yeah, we know that if America is going to come on a sovereign nation soil, they have to do it in consent of the government. Absolutely. But are we arguing about the character, the nature of the enemy? Is that what we're doing? If China is saying that we reserve a right to our sovereignty, do they understand that we don't want innocent Nigerians to die? And maybe this is not a conquest of any sort? That this is Nigerians wanting to live in a sane society where half the news is not about innocent people dying? Welcome. We hold it to be worthy of note. So why, if you are a Nigerian who doesn't agree, believe me, you have every right to cling to your position. It's that we don't understand it, and we'd like to know what exactly you have to say in defense of the position where you suppose that America is coming in here. If they come, they may not come. Of course, we don't want an invasion, so it better not be an invasion. But if we are disagreeing with the America's position, are we agreeing with China's position? Certainly. You probably may say, yes, I agree with China's position. Okay, then what are we left with? Let's talk. The sunny side. My name's Joyce. What's your name?
Good afternoon, Madam Joyce.
Good afternoon. Welcome. You're on the sunny side.
Madam Lucky, I come from Begileki.
Good to have you.
Yes, thank you for your program. The truth about it, Joyce, is this. The Americans, they have history of knowing how to deal with terrorists. They will target them. Even before saying all this, they might have been tracking down those people that our government know them very well. But even the so-called high-profile politicians that are supporting the holding meeting, the U.S. might have been tracking them for a very long time. And they will only come there, strike them and go away. That's what they do. So if the U.S. is coming to target anybody, to me, I like that. But it's just that for Donald Trump saying it, and most of our callers, I'm hearing their voice now, that we are condemning Ireti Bakari for talking about Gaza and the rest. I think this Donald Trump saying is that because why? The stand on Israel with Gaza is the only thing that is casting shadow upon Trump. Trump is saying the right thing. But look, the people in Gaza, they will be looking at Trump. Is that not Trump that is saying this? So nobody is coming to help you. And like that Calabari High Chief, I will not mention his name, that you are just talking about now. I think with the activities and things he's showing people on social media, arms and other things, you can see that the government cannot rein in because why? We equally need the politicians need these people to win election, and that's why we are having criminality. They are criminal. It's all about criminality taking over Nigeria.
Are you saying that the government, which is the entire hierarchy of the government, or some people in government tend to use them to cause instability? Is that what you're saying?
See, let me tell you, even this said exactly the other time. I think you heard the other time when the man said that even Buhari himself, before that election, he had a meeting with him. So if somebody of high profile like that, a politician who is an opposition at that time, is holding meeting with somebody at that level, which means that it's all what even in Lagos here, those people that we know that will come out to carry stick on working day that don't come out and vote. If you come out this, they will
but it's not Boko Haram now. No, wait, you're mixing this up. But that's not Boko Haram. Usually it's the people in your neighborhood that pretty much threaten.
Yes, look, what my point here is that in Nigeria today, because of the coming in of the APC and the PDP, which is the two political parties we have, it's like two elephants always want to undo each other. So they want to play politics with everything. If not, I believe that Buhari or even Tinubu or Jonathan will have declared it of a like what happened in Rivers. By the time you remove about 3 governors on seat, it is the governor that will begging these boys. They say, please let us go do our work. They spell our garden. But when you allow the governor,
pardon me, I think you're mixing up the facts here. I think there are people who have a party affiliation who, antagonize members of other parties. That's a different situation here. We're talking about the people whom the government themselves have identified and categorized as bandits or terrorists who have killed people, who are still killing people, and what we want to do with them. That's what we're talking about here.
That's what I'm saying. If the government have the will to do it, they will do it. But as it is now, if you go after them too much now, the opposition may equally use them again at the end of the day, and they defeat you. That is the problem we have in Nigeria. So me, that time when you have only PDP, if they have allowed PDP, maybe it will be better, because if you don't win the election, you go to heaven. But today, if you tackle Wike now, we can go to APC. If you tackle Wike, they come here. If I you, that's how we are. It's criminality taking over Nigeria. Thank you.
The sunny side. Let's go to WhatsApp. I want to thank you so much for writing me. Adams here says, I never thought a day would come when Nigerians will twist a clear message and argue against U.S. intervention in stopping terrorists who have been destroying lives in Nigeria. It's not a lack of comprehension. We know exactly what Trump said, no matter how we try to twist it. Nigerians have crossed a line that I doubt we can cross back. Thank you so much for writing me. I do appreciate it. I want to run through a few messages here. Michael from Lagos says, what is China's point? So the Chinese are interested in the incessant killings of innocent Nigerians while they are busy cutting away with our mineral resources. They were quiet all the way and suddenly woke up because America decided to intervene. How wicked are the Chinese? We know who our real enemies are. Let me go to you. Lan from Victoria Island. On the killings of Christians in Nigeria, people can say whatever they want. I worked in the northern part of the country for 15 years. I guess the American president is speaking based on initial reports. Let's not forget initially, those extremists started killing the Christians in the north and burning churches, even beheading a pastor close to my secured estate. It was after the whole thing got escalated and people talking about it, their sponsors and masters caused them to make it like it's both religion. so started killing the people we call the silent Muslims. The silent Muslims are those we don't believe. The silent Muslims are those who do not believe in their ideology. I can give you loads of details if you would. Land from Victoria Island. I don't think it's a case of silent Muslims. I think Nigeria is developed in a manner where, some places are more civilized than others. I don't really think anybody gets killed and someone is deliberately silent, particularly when their conscience is against it. It may just be the whole social economic, poorly distributed development that we see in Nigeria. But I kind of get the import. So you are probably, I think from your message, I kind of extract that you're making a case for the genocide of Christians, and that's exactly what it is. Okay, so here Kevin says, I don't agree with Trump's characterization of the insecurity in the North as a Christian genocide, but no can objectively deny that we have a big problem. Ideally, Nigeria should be able to fix this ourselves, but if we cannot, then outside is necessary. Trump is wrong on most things, but I support American military intervention. I am Nigerian. This is Kevin. Okay. Chris here says, I'm in agreement with Senator Ted Cruz. Listing and sanctioning Nigerian officials is the way to go. UAE is no longer interested in a country they gave list of terrorist sponsors, and they didn't do anything about it. How are they, our government, crying foul with Trump's plan? For China, where have they fought against human rights and terrorism in this world? It's a shame we're claiming China is an ally or in support of Nigeria. Let me come here. Gentlemen, what's your name? Your name is Abayomi. You say this. I have photos attached here. I'm going to have to download first. But let me just quickly read the message. He says, this was the lodge I stayed during my service. Our leaders are complicit, and most especially those who are from the North. Do you remember the Bado crisis? It was nipped in the bud because the people rose to the occasion. Okay, so let me see what pictures are. What's this? Photographs. Oh, this is terrible looking. Has the government placed this site under a state of emergency? Looks like something that should be placed under a state of emergency. China is just protecting their debtor. Nothing much. This is Ada from Lecky. Osas from Italy. Joyce, what shall it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Let the U.S. save Nigerians and take your if they want to. In Italy here, they have no oil, but they're living better than most countries with crude oil. America doesn't have to invade. The government just has to work with them. Certainly America must work in approval with the Nigerian government. But what is unclear is as though Nigerians disagree on their approach to the enemy. In fact, one may be pardoned for assuming that we all agree we have an enemy, and the moment America spoke, some Nigerians decide America is the new enemy. Yeah, we just, okay, now we'll leave this enemy and we'll just go to this enemy. Well, maybe there's nothing wrong with that until we interrogate it properly. And maybe the other thing is, do we really want to do away with this enemy? Because at this point, the argument is needless. Are we really interested in doing away with the enemy? Or is this, have we normalized this thing of banditry and terrorism in Nigeria, where it took a tweet for everybody to sweat? We're off on a break. We'll be right back. My name's Joyce. We'll be right, don't go anywhere.
You are listening to your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Say hello, Lagos. Hello, Port Harcourt. Hello, Abuja. This is Kids FM, the family fun radio. Kids FM is packed with exciting drama, engaging games, inspiring stories, great music, and the kind of conversations that bring families even closer. From sunrise to sunset, we've got something special for everyone in the family. Kids FM is fun for children, cool for teens, and just perfect for parents. It's more than radio.
It's packed with educational content such as language shows, quizzes, storytelling, fun facts, and many more.
It's a family experience you can count on every single day. So, wherever you are, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, or anywhere around the world, you can tune in live on 101.7 Kids FM or stream online at kidsfm.ng. to follow us on Instagram at kids.fm.ng for all the fun updates, giveaways, and behind-the-scene moments. Kids FM. Let's play!
Let's be honest. This isn't the show for the faint-hearted. We don't do PR here. We do truth. We don't repeat headlines. We interrogate them.
If it's power, we question it. If it's policy, we break it down. And if it's propaganda, we cut right through it. Every story, every voice, every fact under the spotlight. Because Nigerians don't need noise, they need clarity. So if you're tired of spin and ready for sense, welcome.
I'm Mariana Cone, and this is Hard Facts.
Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Ibilade. He says there are certain things we're not allowed to say on radio, especially on a national impact radio like Nigeria Info. But the truth is this: unless Nigerians are allowed to freely express their minds on issues like this, we will keep counting the number of dead and displaced people in Nigeria. Whether we like it or not, what they call beer parlor talk is the plain and bitter truth. But the funny thing is that America is gathering intelligence from the truth we refuse to accept in Nigeria. Thank you for writing me. You're on the sunny side. Welcome. We hold it to be worthy of note.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome. 2 minutes.
Thank
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Chris calling from Ikoyi. Joyce, you remember when I've been saying Nigerians are taking side with the APC government? It will not all go well for Nigeria. And I always ask about Peshin Shetima, who said he's going to be in charge of insecurity in Nigeria. I asked something, nobody, even the lawyers that he went to their conference to declare himself he's going to be in charge, nobody. Then today we're hearing, America coming to invade what? Which mineral resources? Which one? Obasanjo said they want to Islamize Nigeria. The same are people back home here throw jabs at him. They declare Christian, Muslim ticket. Our people, the church leaders, everybody kept quiet. Do you think if it's a Christian president and vice, do you think the Muslim will allow it? They will allow it. When we talk, they say you are too emotional. I don't understand. Thank God for that pastor that cry out. If not for that pastor that cry out, Trump will not come and make that statement. Look at this when he make that statement. Look at what is going on. Hello, Joyce.
Go ahead.
Look at what is going on now. So let him come. Like Godman said, watch the people who are against all this coming to fish out these bad guys. Watch them. Telling me it's not only Christians, it's not. Nigerians are dying. Kashim Shetima is going, receiving their governors into APC. The one of Enugu State, they just beheaded one reverend father in his state last month or so. You jump into APC. You think it's ordinary? The one in Bayelsa, after left office for some time. Yesterday, Kashim Shetima, go there and jump into APC. The next election is between Nigerians and these politicians. If we are okay with whatever APC is dishing out to us, good luck.
Thank
you, Joyce.
For calling me, I do appreciate it. We're going to quickly go off on the break. It's 2 p.m. It's time for us to bring to you the headlines. My name's Joyce. You're on the sunny side. We're holding to be worthy of note.
Our conversation captures everything that makes a great conversation.
Nigerian English is not exactly standard English.
It will only produce results if we have judges that have fear of God.
Many women may not realize they are anemic until it's quite severe.
When you say baby factory, is it that they used to build industry? Why don't you for? Why? And who will help the citizen? Who will see us?
Nigeria's #1 talk radio station, 99.3. Let's talk.
It's 2 o'clock. The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
PDP Board of Trustees Chairman Adolfo Swabara is calling on warring members to embrace reconciliation for the unity of the party, while Vice President Kashim Shettima is representing President Tinubu at the 30th United Nations Climate Change conference in Belém, Brazil. The Senate has passed the Electric Vehicle Transition and Green Mobility Bill 2025 for its second reading, while the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has issued a public alert regarding the circulation of illicit drugs being sold as medicinal cannabis. Lagos Commissioner of Police Olahundare Jimoh has stated that activist Omoyele Sowore remains wanted, while human rights lawyer Inibege Efyong has submitted a petition to the Inspector General of Police concerning the failure to arrest Victor Obuja. President Tinubu is mourning the passing of former presidential chief of staff Major General Abdullahi Mohammed, as security expert Dr. Yahuza Getso asserts that recent comments by U.S. President Donald Trump are politically motivated and intended to distract from other global issues. Meanwhile, ECOWAS has rejected claims of genocide against any religious group in West Africa. The Enugu State Police Command has arrested 13 male suspects in connection with an ambush attack on its offices in the Udi local government area. And in Hong Kong, police have arrested dozens of suspects linked to one of the city's largest cryptocurrency fraud cases. That's all for now. You are listening to The Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Thank you for your time.
Tick, says the clock. What we have to do today is worthy of note.
This is Sunny Side with Joyce, only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Sunny Side.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Tell us your name.
My name is Indubisi calling from Janiki.
Thank you for being here.
Auntie Joy, God Almighty go bless Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris, I would like to see you one-on-one. Auntie Joy, I want to ask you a question. If that this Muslim ticket happen to be Christian ticket, Auntie Joy, do you think that me and you will sleep today in this country? Do you think that this my Muslim brothers will accept this? They will not accept it. They will not accept it. You say Nigeria, what Nigeria needs is what we are deserving. What we are seeing today is what Nigeria need to deserve in this country. Because we cannot tell ourselves truth. We cannot tell ourselves truth. Auntie Joy, I want to, before you leave office, Google how many Christians have been killed in North. Both pastors and reverends have been killed, and having an imam have been killed in the North. I want you to give me the figure before you leave office. Number two. Number three, all these our pastors, call themselves general, call themselves a GO, Papa, Daddy. They are all deceivers. I don't go to church again. Do you remember when President Tinubu emerged as the president? Do you know what Adeboye said? Adeboye said that $1 is going to be ₦1. $1 become $1,900. Adeboye come again, tell us that Nigeria has spiritual problem and you cannot deliver us. All of them are politicians because they cannot stand and say the truth and let shame catch the devil. It's only God who will judge all of us who will get there. And see, guys, let me tell you something. America is welcome any day, anytime. If not for America, me and you will not go to church. If not for America, me and you will not sleep in our house and close our eyes. America, God will bless America morning, night, and afternoon. America wake up and speak. Nigeria is running head scatter. Let them come and kill whoever that is killing Muslim and killing Christians. Let us put it like that now. Let them come. They are welcome to kill the terrorists. If UBC hand is there, let them locate me and kill me. If our president hand is there, let them locate him and kill him. Every governor that is sponsoring these people, locate them and kill them all. Let Nigeria get peace. If my name is there, let them find me. The name America Arab give to Nigeria. If UBC name is there, American name is there, you will see Nigeria go and arrest all of them and put them in the chain. Because the name that is there is not from Southeast. That's why I did not see anybody be arrested. They know what they are doing, but I know the time have come. Someone wants small picking something, carry hand up. If you hand the heavy, I'm going to drop them.
I think you're done. Thank you.
Free. Let them
They spread themselves. America's welcome. God bless us, Joy.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
I do appreciate 99.3 Nigeria info. You know, I was wondering how much insecurity costs Nigeria. And all I just had to do was just figure out some news papers that had reported this. And I remember 2015, I even had to attempt to recall that piece of information that I had read about a few weeks ago. Business Day Nigeria. Insecurity causes Nigeria 4.1 billion euros. That's the cost of insecurity, not welfare, not security. Not okay. We have security in this country. It's costing us 4.1 billion euros. Insecurity is costing Nigeria 4.1 billion euros. We don't even have it. Welcome. We hold it to be worthy of note. My name is Joyce. Someone sent me a message saying, Joyce, please, as far as resources go, what exactly do Nigerians mean? Which resource can they say that they have access to at a fair market price? Let me see. Well, I guess maybe it's not the Nigerian who should have access to it. Maybe it's the governments directly, and then the government use it for the benefit of all sundry, right? So now this administration have, in their good judgment, increased government allocation. So maybe that's what natural resources have earned the country, which the government has fairly, by their measure and judgment, distributed to state governors, which honestly brings the state governors in focus for us to ask, what are they doing with the monies, right? Good. And then there is, I guess this one is probably a little triggering, particularly now that Nigerians are still struggling to establish what life and living is in 2025 and what it holds for everyone in 2026. Approved 15% import duty on petrol. So even as a crude producing nation, the Nigerian has not quite had it like they would want to have it. We are right now buying petrol at the cost of whatever it is we're buying petrol for. Come 2026, it's now being said that there's a 15% import duty, and many people honestly make a mathematical or a numerical assumption that this would increase the market price of petrol for the average Nigerian. There was also something that was earlier proposed, which is a 5% fuel surcharge. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe you want to quickly reference this and figure out how this probably benefits the average Nigerian. Talking about resource, this is our natural resource, but there you go. What you're paying for it and what you will be paying for it in the new year. The reason the government is doing this, it's reported that the government aims to increase the tax to GDP ratio from approximately 10.8% to at least 18% with these reforms in order to better the economy. You decide how much sense or logicality there is in this approach by the government for collective development and how much this is something the Nigerian can or cannot afford. But I also just wanted to bring this into the conversation. We're going back to the telephone lines. Messages overwhelming. And let me see if I can do one more message. This message goes, a few Northerners were lynched to death in Edo State. The whole North and Northern governors roared like thunder. Christians are being killed on a daily basis in the North and parts of Nigeria. The Northern governors are silent and playing politics about the killing. No one is more Nigerian than the other. Okay, from Ikoyi is saying, the question of whether some individuals, internal or external, are enjoying the quagmire and chaotic instability in Nigeria today is an obvious yes. And that's why we are where we are. Security-wise, because there has been little or nothing so far done by the government to arrest the insecurity once and for all in Nigeria, hence the continuous, unabated, and unprovoked killings of poor but helpless Nigerians on a daily basis. Funny enough, some of the very sleeping elites have suddenly found their deceptive voices to unleash their usual propagandistic remark that had never and will not help to remedy the insecurity in Nigeria. What is leadership? What a people. No, you say what a leadership, what a people, what a country. This is okay from Ikoyi. Thank you so much for writing me. We hold this to be worthy of note. And God help Nigeria and God bless the Nigerian military for what they do. I really think those guys truly. I mean, what does it mean that a man lays down his life for the sake of his country? And I feel that it's a form of injustice both to the citizens of this country and even to the men who would lay down their lives, which is all that they have, to defend this country, to have to, I guess maybe they're listening, to have to figure out what the enemy should look like. To be honest with you, and maybe there is a misunderstanding somewhere. I saw a video of a Nigerian military officer who spoke about, but maybe he did it out of jest or jokingly, and I'm not sure why they interpret America's intention as an attack against Nigeria. But I think what is beyond comprehension is that Nigerians are arguing about it. We don't argue about the killings of innocent Niger. Should we argue about Kwara State, whether they deserve to die or live? Should we do is that a topic worthy of conversation? Should we argue whether people who are being killed in Benue deserve it? Should we argue whether those who are being killed in the north, Christians and Muslim, deserve to live? Is that a worthy exchange to occupy our time with? Or is there something far-reaching here? There's an audio clip I want to share with you, and I think it's a good time to inject it into our conversation. Please just bear with me. Bear with me because I don't know what we want. And maybe until we fully define it, every Nigerian is a sacrificial lamb for the ambition of a few. All right. So I came by this video yesterday, and he reminded me of something I thought I heard in passing a few years ago. So I'm going to just play that audio, and I'll have you speak to it right about now. Just please give me a moment.
President Trump had actually called out Nigeria face to face with Buhari in 2018 when they met. The difference is Trump asked him nicely, stop the killing of Christians in Nigeria. It was direct engagement. And afterwards, they went back into the White House and they signed a trade agreement. So Trump was able to engage with him to resolve this issue and still do business with him. What has happened? After Trump left, the Democrats came in and they completely stopped an evaluation of Nigeria. And so, of course, when Trump came back, the situation had worsened since the last time that, he complained about it 7 years ago. And unfortunately, instead of addressing the issue, the Nigerian government started denying the facts. You see, when you are accused of stealing the goat meat, your response should not be, who would have stolen that kind of salty meat anyway? Because by your response, you admitted guilt. The Nigerian government, instead of saying, look, we are addressing the issue, this is what we have done, they say, it's not only Christians who are being killed, others are being killed. It's an admission of state failure. And this is why we are where we are now on this issue. But let me point out something very important. Trump has announced the designation, but then the next phase is sanctions. And I want to be clear that the first time sanctions were waived, and this time around it's not too late to waive sanctions. Now, let me just reassure listeners about the threat of military action. Laolu, you were the one as bureau chief of Guardian here in the US who reported exclusively that the U.S. military set up a base in Niger that was covering terrorism in Nigeria. You were the only one in the world to report it. Guess what? Those two bases that America had in Niger are now lost. They were closed after the coup. So America has lost its footprint in West Africa to conduct special operations. So what that has resulted in is that Boko Haram has actually increased its operational footprint and pathology. So the situation is worse. And I have to tell you this. I do not believe that President Trump is going to unleash any attacks on Nigeria for two reasons. One, historically, the U.S. military has been reluctant to fight side by side with the Nigerian government because they don't trust the Nigerian military. And one specific example is when they got intelligence on the location of the Chibok girls in the forest, they were cooperating with the Nigerian army under direction of President Obama. So the U.S. government told the Nigerian army that they would gas the camp where Boko Haram was with the girls and then knock everybody out so that they could rescue the girls safely without exchange of gunfire. After they mapped out this plan, the next thing that happened, when the troops got to the camp of Boko Haram, they saw Boko Haram wearing gas masks. So the U.S. realized that the Nigerian military had leaked the operational details to Boko Haram. This is why the U.S. does not want to work directly with Nigeria with boots on the ground, because they do not trust the Nigerian army.
All right. Okay. So even the Nigerian military themselves have had to fish out saboteurs within them. We know that the Nigerian military, I really think, I honest to God believe that they do a good job. I just wish it wasn't so political, what we're doing with lives on the front line, citizens. And what I find to be particularly concerning is that the Nigerian people, so maybe I should pose this as a question. If we frown at, and honestly, you reserve a right to frown at America and, their hegemony, this supposition that they think they can decide to be defensive and offensive wherever they choose. Okay. But do we trust that the Nigerian government is capable to do what needs to be done? Because this is 2025 and this is still a conversation. And if the news headlines, which I think is a poor representation of what is really happening out there, if it's anything to go by, any measure of vague comprehension of what is really happening, can we truly say that we believe that the Nigerian government can do something? The reason I say this is because the sun will set in about a few minutes, about an hour, and I'll have to leave here. Today will come and go, and tomorrow the news may report that another Nigerian has died. And all of us sat down arguing about the best approach to bring an end to something that kills people. We'll hold it to be worthy of note. How are you?
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Thank you for being here.
It's Emmanuel speaking to you from Ekwe.
Good to have you.
I've been listening to some conversations, and some people who are trying to separate religious, the kind of Islamic these people are carrying out, are operating or using, from what they've been preaching. But I think they are hypocrites, And some people are saying the U.S. government, they are systematically saying it, that the CIA is the one sponsoring some of these terrorists, in order to carry out these atrocities. I want to ask, the days of Usman Dan Fodio, was it the CIA or the U.S. government who trained Usman Dan Fodio or were funding Usman Dan Fodio? We all knew what happened in Ilorin to Afonja when some people who Afonja hired to come and fight for him against the Oyo Empire. At the end of the day, when they seem to have won the war, and it was time to establish a throne in Ilorin, and Afonja was supposed to make the king, they went back, I think, to the northern part, to their leader, and said Afonja was going to be a king, and the leader advised them that they shouldn't make a pagan a king over them. That was why they killed Afonja. Anybody who wants to dispute what I'm saying should come and dispute it. Was it the CIA or the U.S. government who trained those people to kill Afonja then? So you can't separate this. In fact, there was this Islamic scholar in Ilorin. To be fair, some of the scholars are beginning to know that they have to separate themselves, from this radicalism some people are practicing. The name is Shehu Labib. I can't get the full name, but the Shehu Labib. He was against the Salafia Islam. Salafia Islam. He says these people kill and they preach killings if you don't believe in their ideology. So I've always clamored for a reform of some aspect of some of our religion, especially these ones that take it to the extreme, that you need to kill people, you know.
Yeah, but
and since some
pardon
people-
me, how can you reform something? You can't quite agree on an obvious enemy. How can you go about a reform? That's far-reaching.
Joyce, even the traditional religion, I'm talking about the indigenous traditional religion now. There was a point in Oduifa that it seems that humans were used for sacrifice. And Orunmila came and said that he wanted to change the aspect and carve a knife, from a tree, carve a symbol of a knife, and then took an original knife, you know, and then he I think he placed it on his son also, and said anyone that is caught, I mean, both the symbolic knife that is of that of a wood and that of the original knife, that anyone he placed that one of the wood on his son, and obviously you know a wood can't cut, and he said anyone that breathes blood, that is what they will be using for sacrifice. He placed that of the iron on a goat, that is the original knife, on a goat, and blood spit out. Ever since then, he said they shouldn't be using human for sacrifice, rather they should be using a goat.
Which culture is that? Yeah. Is that what culture is that? That's Yoruba, right?
Yes, Yoruba. Yeah, the Yoruba tradition.
Yeah, but it hasn't stopped people who still sacrifice humans from sacrificing humans. Can you see that? Because maybe those ones haven't gotten to where you have.
Those ones are demonic. Okay, we've had pastors who do sacrifice.
Yeah, but I'm saying that we cannot work together as a nation except we agree. We can't even agree on the enemy. How do you go about reforming a whole religion if you can't agree on how to deal with the enemy?
Joyce, at this point, the Nigerian government needs to wake up. Some people have been condemning Trump, but they are forgetting one aspect of one of the things he said. He said if the Nigerian government does not wake up to its responsibility, they are pulling out that caveat. And just as you said, probably tomorrow we hear another killing. Next tomorrow we hear another killing. Next year we hear another killing. And one day we'll just wake up and hear that the American government has bombed somewhere in Nigeria. And I know it's obviously coming because...
What is your faith that the Nigerian government will wake up? I don't know why wake up is the term, but here we go.
They will not. They will not. Yesterday, I heard that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu declared a state of emergency in our training institute, that is military training institute. That is not what he ought to be doing. Anybody who is preaching Islamic extremism, that person should be taken into custody. Beginning from the person who said his wife should be killed because she is a beggar.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
From there, perhaps we'll have a headway. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a message here for me. One question I have asked since yesterday. Folks who want guns or blazing soldiers to come and rescue us should tell us just one country where America has saved people from their people. No answer has come since then. You say here, do they truly want to help us? They can do it without invading us, arms, money, intelligence, and so on. They can roll out a list of sponsors and demand they be prosecuted. We need help, and they can provide help in many ways without the invasion. Everywhere they have invaded, they left in much worse situation than when they came in. It is usually a tale of sorrow, tears, and blood, with no real success for the people, and the list is just endless. Iraq, Syria, and Libya. We're off on a break. We'll be right back.
This November, the Battle of Voices returns. Lagos's brightest secondary schools step into the arena. Each one daring to say, I beg to differ. On November 10th, the season 9 of the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament begins. Passion, logic, and wit will collide, but only one school will claim the crown. I Beg to Differ Season 9, not just a debate. It's a war of words. Who will rise? Who will fall? Who will be champion? November 10th, 2025. Lagos's voices. Lagos's future. Nigeria's best of the best. The best. For sponsorship inquiries, email info@nigeriainfo.fm. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I beg to differ. The Tournament of Champions.
Are you finding it difficult listening to your favorite talk radio, Nigeria Info, via the mobile app? Come closer. Let me fix that for you. Now, launch the app on your device. Click the 3 lines on the top left corner of the app. Look for settings in the drop-down menu and click on it. Turn on the first option that you
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.